lower legs. Okay. I'll switch it. So is that the, what did I hand you there? The
Right.
line? Okay. Alright. So on these, you know, you've got your line to separate this extra material. Same thing on here. You've got your line. Okay. Don't get confused on which side is the recessed area to glue and which side's not. Okay. The angles should pretty much line up. Okay. So if these two parts on the outside of the leg are completely seamless, the inside, you can glue the top up here just like we did on the forearm, and leave the bottom part open so that you can get your leg squeezed in there. And then that's where the Velcro is really going to come in handy, is on the leg pieces. You might not need to do it to the forearms, but the legs you're definitely going to need to do that, because you need to get your foot through there. And is that the other leg? Yeah. Now, I've seen some people assemble it where this top part is not glued. Okay, that you can choose to do with, if you've got a larger foot. I think you're wearing an 11, right? Yep. You got to do the Velcro.
No, it'll pop open.
Okay. So you can go either way. You can close it. I mean, I wore a size 11. You wore a size 11, I think, right? Yep. So I know a size 11 will fit through here with it glued. If you got a bigger foot, then you might want to maybe consider not gluing that up there. Pretty much it, as far as it's on the inside, so it's not quite as visible. The nice thing about these is if you've got the shoes that I've recommended. I thought I saw a pair sitting here someplace.
I got a pair in there.
You got a pair in here?
Probably in the bottom.
I just like John. I mean, yeah, John's. Oh, right up there. Can you just tell me where John's? Thanks. Okay, so if you get the shoes that I've recommended, the kit comes with the rubber strap that you're going to be gluing onto the top of the shoe. All right, and it's already indicated right and indicated left. All right, just trim just within the dotted line. I'm sorry, they're not perfect. And gluing this on, you want to get a clamp, like kind of figure out about where it's going to be at the tip of the toe, and clamp it in place. Lift it up, put some CA glue. Make sure you're wearing gloves and use CA glue. Okay.
Yeah, I found that out.
The hard way. Oh, dude.
What? Almost.
Okay.
Almost.
You were glued for life.
No,
huh?
no. I felt a little tack, and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, you don't want. So definitely wear gloves. If you got little holes in your gloves, get new gloves. Okay, that stuff will find a way to your skin for sure. And you're really just going to be gluing this on and trying to massage it in place, and really just trying to feed it down to the shoe as much as you can, and hitting it with a little bit of kicker, and then just going back under and adding some more CA glue. I leave this on here, but I recommend wearing long cotton socks. If you're wearing kind of like the ankle socks right there, yeah. This will really rub your ankle and it'll hurt. I know a guy who was trooping with the smaller socks and just rubbed the skin raw. So I recommend wearing long athletic socks. But what's nice about this is because when you're walking, this kind of gives a guide to make sure that this keeps falling down in place. Okay. So you kind of want it there. You don't want it to, I mean, without it there, it might catch or something. So that just gives you that extra momentum of knowing that it's going to fall in place. Did you find your shoes? I'm sorry. I should have.
Discs on.
Yes, that's what I was going to.
Right there.
Okay. So again, these are labeled rights and lefts. All right. It's a little tricky to see, but the strap is not centered. Okay, so you got a little less radius here, a little more radius here. Okay, and the more radius is going to go towards the top. See how the strap kind of sits a little bit lower? So you want to make sure you do that. The right and the left is because they're just slightly angled, so that if you know, I don't know which way is easier to see. It's got a little higher arc off to the side. That's so that it fits the shoe. Okay, so I really designed the lower legs, these straps, everything based on these shoes. It's kind of a crucial thing. That's why I really recommend if anybody's getting the kit, get these shoes. You know, pay less than $30.
Yeah.
They're comfortable. You know. What's nice is they've already got some of the notches here, and I recommend using the Dremel to continue the notches up, so you get that nice hard block in the animated series. In addition, I've grinded down the heels down a little bit, so it looks a little bit more flat. You can kind of see versus what it comes out. You don't have to, just one of those extra little things. Because I will say, if you're grinding this down flat, you got to be careful not to go too thin. There's an air pocket inside the shoes here, and you don't. Well, it's not filled with it's not pressurized air. But you don't want to wear out your sole before you had a chance to chew it.
Might fart when you walk around.
So you can see how much the nubs are gone off the bottom. On my website, I have the areas I think circled in red to know exactly where you kind of want to focus on if you decide to use a belt sander and do that or not. But as far as attaching the discs, if you can see on the inside here, there's a round disc. I don't know if I can undo yours. Let me take this apart, dude.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna try you.
Next one. Break it. Break it.
Hey! Some serious industrial strength Velcro, huh? Okay, there we go. So I got one a little bit free. So again, with the extra plastic, you're going to end up wanting to make is 4 of these discs. What I've done, I just cut 4 squares, sandwich them together, put vice grips on them so that they're locked together, and just sit there on the wheel and make all 4 at the same time. Just make a round circle. And they need to be able to sit down inside of the recessed area. Okay? I put the hook side here and the fuzzy side here. Reason being is it's a little hard to tell, but right in the center is a rivet. And it's rivet to the shoe using the large flange rivets. So that's the ones that have the larger heads to make sure it doesn't pull through the shoe. Okay, so you literally, I think on my website, I think I show exactly where you want to put the rivet. It's within the stitching, and the distance is so that the strap kind of right on the tip of the disc hides the elastic here as best as you can. And then put the Velcro on, put your disc on there, and then you're set. So that's pretty much...
How's it going? Can you show them the real sheet? I mean the brown sheet. Like where
Oh yeah, good, yeah, okay. So
there.
yeah, it'd be right there. So it's pretty much, I don't know, about 4 stitchings in.
Okay.
4 stitchings in, right on that hook there. You'll know because you'll have the disc in hand, the ones that you've cut, and you'll kind of like you've got your center hole that you've drilled. Oh, that's another cool thing. So if you've got all 4 pieces of plastic, you clamp them together and you've grinded them all down on that. They want to stick together, right? Drill all 4 of them at the same time, and then you might need to use your X-Acto knife because the ABS is kind of melted, so they made it like one. Then use your X-Acto knife to separate all 4. You've got your holes all in the same location. That just kind of saves a little bit of time there too. And I think that pretty much covers that. In addition to knowing which parts are all left and right, I mentioned that they are all marked left and right, but I have a release agency in all the parts to help me while I'm forming it, so it's a little kind of greasy. So there's pros and cons. You want to clean the grease using rubbing alcohol, but that's also going to remove left rights. So if you wanted to, either assemble it and then clean that, that's okay, but you want to make sure that the areas that you're going to glue are absolutely clean. So if you want to, spend the time of just cleaning the areas where you're going to glue, you can do that, but then you're still running into risk of touching it and then maybe putting the grease there because you don't want to get the CA glue and the release agency kind of mixed together. So while I know marking it helps, you might want to actually just take a pencil or something to the outside and whatever your preference is as far as the assembly goes. But I'd mark them all on the inside, but maybe marking them on the outside might be maybe a better thing to do, so then you're not accidentally removing it. Some of the parts are obvious. I mean, your thighs are obvious, and I don't mark them. But your lower legs, the forearms, the biceps, even the handbacks, because they're kind of a unique handbag to the other ones. I'll show you. So there's multiple lines on the handbag, but you want to follow. right on this one here. Okay, so if you notice, this side comes down more, and this is the side where it stops. Okay, this is going to be for your right hand, so that part covers your pinky side.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's why I know that's the right, and then that one's the left because your pinky's covered. Not sure what he did with it, but yeah, so it just covers down over the pinky so that your thumb and your index is kind of free to be able to hold the gun and whatnot. So that's just kind of another little trick. For the boxes, I guess we go a little bit more detail.
Give us just a second, would you? We can change tapes.
Oh, sure.
And roll.
Yeah.
Oh, you're back on already?
Scene.
Wow, I didn't even have time for a break. No, I was kidding. All right. Before I jump too much more ahead, I want to go back to the legs. One thing I didn't mention was when you're trimming this, you want to trim this up to that point only. Don't go past here. Stop right here. Bring that down. Now this is the area that you're going to be gluing. Okay, so this is what's coming completely cut off. Sorry, pencil out. Okay, this is becoming glue here, and you just want to down here put a little notch there. If you notice, it's kind of hard to show. You see on the inside where it's connecting. It's so that when the back half of this lip here can fit down in between right here, and you're cutting this off. So this is all glue here. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't really want you to cut off of here and make it thinner to fit flat, because when you look from the back side, these actually kind of flare out, and so having that give that illusion of thickness continuously around just kind of completes the look. Well, I think that's probably pretty much. You don't want to cut out the knee or anything. Leave that attached. It's just that little slit. Just so the back half fits into it. All right. So for the belt boxes, okay. Comes with the hinges. You got your your offset blocks. Basically, you've got all your pencil lines. Your lines you can follow here with your pencil. And you want to cut this out here. Now, one thing I've done is my score lines, you want to bring this all the way up to the edge. My score line there is not quite right. I should make changes in my molds. Because you need a little bit more clearance for the hinge. Because if you don't cut that all the way up to the edge here, it won't open up. You'll get a little bit of opening, but not full range of opening. All these indications here is where you're going to rivet the hinge. Okay. And then this comes here, we'll cut down. This gives you a little finger area to open the piece here. So when these halves, when they're inside of each other, this will then be flush. And you have access to that. Let me see if Ed's piece is here.
I think John made boxes too. So.
I'll pull Ed's out here. So the box, is Velcroed, and that gives you that little bit of room to open it up. So you can put your stuff in there. So you got the little finger space that helps you grab onto here and open it.
Nice.
Okay. And then you can see the hinges. I'm sorry.
You can always use extra storage.
That's
Yeah.
nice touch, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And you've got the screws that go through that mount the box. You got your offset block in between there, and pretty much that. You can pass it around. I've seen it up close, probably. Help understand how
Dude,
that
I won't need my fiance to hold keys and wallets and all that stuff anymore.
Yeah, you got.
Both sides.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you got the stores on both sides, and then you've got the vest pocket.